of the ocean surface. That's an excellent demonstration there from Helen, and possibly from Hannah. And to see wonderful splashy behaviors just like that one, researchers have used the whole allowing us wonderful viewing opportunities. This past summer has actually been one of the best to view these dolphins off of our coasts. And it's usually pretty tough for researchers to be able to photograph these dolphins just like we've been able to here today. Usually, researchers can only photograph the dorsal fin of these animals, and that helps us identify who's who and track their populations. In fact, you can take a look at a few dorsal fins down at the end of our dock there. That is Helen and Hannah. You might have noticed Helen has a very curved dorsal fin, comes to a nice hook at the end, and Hannah's dorsal fin is very triangular, much like a shark's. And down here closer to me, we've got Laverne and Spinnaker. Spinnaker's dorsal fin has by far the most white on it, that's how we know him. And Laverne's dorsal fin is actually by far the largest. It actually curves a little bit to the left. But now that we know how to identify the dolphins here at Vancouver Aquarium, let's get a better idea of what sort of role they play in our oceans.
Ah, eu quero passar a mão nesse golfinho, né?
We generally talk about two different animals. Predators, animals that eat animals, and prey, the animals that get eaten. So now I'm going to ask all of you, how many of you think that these dolphins might be predators? Raise your hand. Excellent. Now how many of you are thinking these dolphins might be prey? Raise your hands. Excellent. Now how many of you are thinking, I believe there's actually another choice here. I think they're actually both predator and prey. Raise your hands. There we go. Because you are, in fact, all right. These dolphins are both. Yes, they are. Yes, indeed. But perhaps we can get a better idea of the predator side of things first. If you have the opportunity to take a look inside the mouth of the dolphin, you may notice anywhere from 80 to about 120 cone-shaped teeth. Those cone-shaped teeth are known as catching teeth, as these dolphins tend to swallow their food whole. But I don't know, dolphins, could you swallow a larger fish like a salmon whole? Now, these dolphins aren't actually answering my question, but they are demonstrating a very unique behavior they have. By thrashing their head back and forth in that manner, that helps them break apart larger fish like salmon into smaller, easier to swallow pieces. But now how about the prey side of things? Well, these dolphins are actually prey to at least 3 major predators. But to try and ensure that they can't be seen as easily by these predators, these dolphins on that beautiful coloration. So as they come up and out of the water here, take a special notice of those very top and very nice white bellies. And that kind of coloration you see there is actually a special form of camouflage and counter shading. It really helps them blend in. As you're above the habitat now looking down into the water, you might notice that it's actually pretty hard to track the dolphins as they're swimming in the water, as those dark tops blend very well.
Estou filmando já, já desisti. Minha bateria tá acabando.
But unfortunately, despite those beautiful white bellies, those predators still might come across them. So who are those predators? Well, the first predator is large, it's black, it's white, it's anyone? Orca or killer whale. Excellent, that's right. And to escape an orca, these dolphins can rely on their amazing speed. You might have the opportunity to see some of that speed as these dolphins are swimming about here today. But of course, they're amazing acrobatics. It's an excellent way to escape those larger, slower moving orcas. Now, their second major predator is quite large. It's gray, it's got lots of teeth. Spielberg made a movie about them. It's sharks, that's right. And to escape a shark, these dolphins can rely on their rostrum. It's that hard part touching their trainer's hand right now. And that rostrum is actually as hard as a baseball bat and can be used in a very simple manner. We're about to put this very scary ball here into the habitat. We're going to pretend that's a shark. Take a closer look and see what Spinnaker is going to do with his rostrum to the fin. As you can see, he uses that rostrum very well. He's usually got some pretty good aim also. But not only can Spinnaker rely on that hard rostrum. There's that aim. These dolphins also have incredibly strong tails, with which they can use as another kind of weapon.
Ah, veio água na gente, porra. Vai vir na gente essa porra.
It's actually their third predator that is by far the most dangerous. We have a predator here in abundance at Vancouver. If you were to take a look to your left and a look to your right, you find that yes, in fact, we are surrounded by humans. Humans are their third major predator. 3 out of 4 of our dolphins are actually non-releasable rehabilitation animals, which means they sustained injuries out in the open ocean that prevent them from being re-released. So some of them do bear scars because of their interactions with the marine left behind by people just like you and me. So we make an effort every day to clean up our garbage so that the wind and rain doesn't carry it into our rivers, lakes, and oceans. We can ensure that beautiful animals just like these dolphins are able to stay safe in our waters. So we've had a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about some of the research about these amazing dolphins. Before we continue, we're going to hear a little bit about our amazing dolphins. Leaps like that, of course, can only come from dolphins. Today. If you do have any questions, you can feel free to meet me at the end of our show right underneath this green tent. But on behalf of myself, our
Vai jogar água na gente agora.
we'd like to give you a nice big wave goodbye. Thank you everyone. Have a fantastic day.
É, gente, acabou minha bateria. Foi a conta. Ai, que lindo!